Hello, good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Just answering a question. So crazy busy day. I had to eat some food before coming on. My tummy was grumbling. You guys know I'm usually running because I need to eat. So today we have time. We are going to be able to look at everything. Let me just put this out of the way. There we go. All right, and let me get the live stream up and going. I know that I have a couple people that were asking me to review stuff, some questions. So I'm going to tweet out the link so that they know that I'm live, even though it's a couple minutes late today. And I just had to eat. I was so hungry. So bear with me. Sorry that I was a little late, but I gotta fuel my system, right? And I also got my new vitamins today, whole food vitamins, not from Whole Foods, but vitamins made from real whole foods. All right, so let's go here. That is set up, and that's not what I meant to do, and that's not what I meant to do either. Goodness. Here we go. I got this. All right, so let's put it on there. And let's share it on LinkedIn and on Facebook as well. If you guys don't already follow me, I've got it down below. That on Facebook as well. I do also share there. I pretty much share on all of my social media. And I did have another scammer. I posted that out on Twitter. So please, if anybody sees anybody that is using my information, using my photos, please let me know. I try to warn everybody because I will happily answer any questions. If you guys ever have any questions about it, you can shoot me a screenshot or also shoot me an email at jane@cjanetrade.com. I did have an issue this morning. And starting, I will share this with you guys because we do follow the dark pool trades. You guys know this. Hey, Bad Scientist. Oh my goodness. Okay, I just pulled up the chat. I see everything. Okay, NCTY. We will add those on. I'm going to do it. All right. Vitamins are important. So is fitness. Yes, I agree. All right. Let's get to the stocks, right? And let me put it over on the SPY. For some reason this morning, issues with my computer and issues with my website. In coincidence, potentially, to seeing some crazy things on this this cybersecurity ETF. Does this look normal from yesterday or 3 days ago on the 17th? Does that look normal to you guys? No. Let's see. How about this one? Does this look normal to you guys? Not really normal. And my website got redirected today. So for everyone, that's why I did share my list out on Twitter this morning for everyone. I did have an issue where I couldn't get in. It's all fixed now. Nothing, as far as I know, is compromised because all of the data processing is not done on the site. It's done on a third-party site, so no worries there. And if anything does happen, please shoot me an email and let me know. And so many stocks are down. Yeah, let's look at the SPY. So I do have my list over here. For whatever reason, I'm having a problem with my watch list as well on TradingView. Could be something on their end, could be something on my end. Not sure. So when I start asking again, like I know MTETs, I'm going to write it down because my list on the on TradingView wasn't working this morning, so I'm just going to write it down. So okay, so NCTY, AMD. Yeah, I know. I need to print my Carpe Profit sweatshirt. That's what I need. I need to order one. I have it available on my website too. All right, so SPY. You guys know my 425 EMA on the 45-minute chart. We are below that. So what hat am I wearing now? Bear hat, for sure. Right? Now, over here on the 24-hour chart. I do have this from the high, right? UVX, I know. So is that trade that I mentioned to you as well, Bat Scientist, right? That one rocked. It made 300% on it. So this pulled back to this trend line. We bounced up to this trend line. And now maybe we're pulling back down to this trend line, maybe 374. We are below the 425. We're starting to see this is similar pattern to last year, as I talked about yesterday on the daily chart, right? We talked about how the volume was high the end of January. Then we had a spike for a shoulder and then we dropped down and volume was increasing. So if we start to see that today's volume is even higher than the 19th, I would take note of that, especially if we close weak on the day. Hey B, welcome, welcome. So keep an eye out for that. Right now on the 45-minute chart, we could still bounce all the way up to 386 and then potentially drop down. Right now it looks to be riding down on this 8 EMA on the 45-minute chart. Tested up here at the 21 EMA and the volume weighted anchor price from open from yesterday, just close to it. If we can stay below that, this yellow line is going to be the volume weighted anchor price. I'm going to change this one. What color do we want to have 2 days ago be? All right, you guys get to pick it. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Are you exhausted yet? All right, I'll make that one pink. So that's going to be our upper bounds. Hey, Salve, welcome. So right here, we tested the volume weighted anchor price from yesterday. Fairly high volume, a nice candlestick where we were selling off. We're curling down a little. Yeah, just need an espresso, right? All right, so let's do the EMA cross. So when we start using this simple EMA cross, look, when it went long here, you go long. If it goes short, you could go short. On average, how many short days do we tend to have on the SPY and on the other indexes? Well, it's not usually very long, right? Here we had a short signal down to the bottom, 7 bars. Here we had a short signal down to the bottom, okay, 2 bars. Here we get the short signal yesterday, and this is day 2, right? So 2 to 7 days, maybe on average. Let's even go back a little further. We had a little bit of a different scenario here. We had 13 bars. So that's 13 trading days. So is it going to be a reversal day for us where we're going to bounce off of the volume weighted anchor price here, or will it continue to pull back down to this trend line? End of day, we will see likely where we are. You back in Dish. Okay, I'll put Dish on the list of ones to check out. Hi, Financial Freedom. Welcome, welcome. So watching the SPY, also watching the Qs, right? We saw there was a Head and Shoulders chart pattern. It dropped down and we came down and we tested this trend line today. Are we going to hold this trend line? We had bigger volume that came in. Obviously, that was right at the beginning of the day. Let's look on a 5-minute chart. I also traded Tesla today for the bounce. It was awesome while I was teaching someone. So 306, we had big volume right here when it broke down, and then a more volume that came in roughly off of that 311 whole number, right? So biggest volume for today were these 2 candlesticks. We are above them. It's been an interesting day, corrections on most stocks. Yes, Self. And other things might be coming. We will see. I wanted to show this to you as well. I will put it, oops, that's not the screen that I wanted to show you guys. But when we go here, this is it, fact base / Biden / calendar. So this has the up-to-date calendar schedule for for Biden. I don't know if they had it for Trump. And the press briefings. This can be interesting if there's going to be something like maybe the Prime Minister with Canada is going to have something to say. They might talk about oil. They might talk about the pipeline. Which definitely hurt the U.S. As far as jobs, also hurting the trade between the two, hurt the price of oil, lots of things like that. So something like that could really make a difference. So this is something else that I check out. I also posted this today, the forexfactory.com. When the SPY, IWM, QQQ go low, yes. However, remember, bat scientists, that I try not to make recommendations like that. I don't make any recommendations, but in looking at those, I would say you really need to be careful, because how many days on average do we really pull back? You saw 2, 7. That rarity back in October or September was 13 days. So the moves that those tend to be very shorter term. So remember that when you are getting into them, that they tend to be short term unless we go into a correction crash of the market, which still was fairly fast back last February. We went from February 20th to March 17th. So that's roughly 20 trading days. So even that 20 trading days had a massive move, but it was short, right? So remember that if you do go into those inverse ETFs, it's not a good scenario to hold them long term, because they tend to decay away as the market tends to be bullish to the upside majority of the time. All right, so we have Fed Chair Powell testifies today. Yes, always have to let people know that, because newer traders might not recognize that they can get in and out. If the market corrects, how much percent is expected? Well, if we look at it, okay, if we look so far, we have had what percentage? On average, we usually have about a 9%. So maybe we're going to come on down. If we go to 9% on the Qs, that'll bring us down here to roughly, right over here, 306. That would bring us down to 31 points. If we look at the SPY, has the SPY had a nice 9% correction yet? That would bring us down even further, right? 9%. Look at that, guys. 9% is going to bring us down to 359, 358, right? Let's check out Dow Jones, DIA. How much have we come up off of the top? If we look, roughly 9%. Good morning, that's it. Welcome, welcome. So this one is definitely appearing fairly strong compared to the others, but look at that chart over on the right, that 5-minute chart. Is that looking healthy and nice and bullish? No, thank you. Actually, this is the last one to be rolling over, right? This does not have a rollover signal yet, as of yet. And we tested that level of 312.25 today. Do you think Disney will continue up this whole week? We'll check it out on Scene MX. It is on my list right here today. So we will check that out. And then IWM. IWM is just giving us that signal today. We're just testing the outer bounds. So on the daily chart, we were right here, right? This is a daily channel that I created. We pulled back, we bounced off of this volume weighted anchor price right here, this yellow line. And maybe we're going to come all the way back down there to 210. I do personally have an IWM debit put spread vertical on, and that would bring us, let's see, 9% would bring us down to 208 over here. My debit put spread is 215 and 213. Just to let you guys know, was in another one and rocked at 300%, as I mentioned to that scientist earlier. Overnight hold, got in at 226 and locked it down here on the way up when it started to retrace. I was teaching someone, so I unfortunately missed the 950 exit, but it's okay. I was doing something else, so I'm still happy with where I am. And now we're starting to continue back down. So I'm going to set an alert over here for a breakdown below 216, add an alert 216, crossing down. As we know, it tends to be elevator to the downside. So 215, I want an alert as well on the whole dollars on the way down. That's what I'm going to want. 214. 213. I did 214, right? So that if this starts to go crazy, I can always close it out on my phone. As you guys know, I do trade a lot from my phone. I'm a mom on the go. That's why I love TradingView. I'll do stuff like this in the morning. I'll set it all up, set up the alerts. Okay, there's my phone in case I need it. And then I will go ahead and close out with the alerts. When the alerts are telling me otherwise, this is starting to show me bearish activity, potential to bounce right here. All of this volume right now is pretty much above us, right? Let's look on the weekly chart. And for everyone that is joining me today, if you guys can hit that like button, please, and subscribe, turn on notifications. That way you know when I do go live. The more likes, the more that YouTube will share it to help more people. All right, so here is that daily run that we had on IWM all the way back from November, right? November 9th, all the way up to February 21st. I'm just gonna make a little note of that. November 9th, February 21st. This might be a new pattern that we see from November to February, and then it rolls over. Always good to track patterns, especially in the market. So, hey, we come back here. Let's see, where did we come back? When we had our big correction, we dropped below all the moving averages. I highly doubt that we're really going to drop that far down. However, anything is possible. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, maybe we'll come back down here, 183, and hit this trend line over here, this gray trend line. That was from the highs just prior to, the lows just prior to the drop. So maybe we'll come back down to 2020 levels, and that might be an interesting area. We will see. We'll see where we're going to go. But we're starting, are we going to close outside of this weekly channel over here? We don't have the rollover just yet on the weekly, but on the daily, it just appeared, and DIA is not there just yet. 198.70 is a look left spot on Disney from a few weeks ago. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about Disney for sure. All right, so let's also check out, let's go through the majors really quickly. So Amazon, and I'm going to put this on the 45-minute chart and adjust this back. Again, hey, what did I say? Let's look for a test of the bounce of 30.97. I did not have a short trade on Amazon here. So I did exit my long positions though, and was looking to get back in. For some reason, I don't feel like this is done. And looking at this, I'm going to readjust. What happened there? I want to adjust this trend line. Maybe I can do it here. Easy. More than one way to do something, right? 29, 30.88. Let's just do 30.50 just so I can grab it. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. I want to bring this down over here, and we tested that, and we're bouncing down below it right here. So this would have been a better short entry. We might see, if we measure 547 points. All right, I'm going to give us a potential short target. If we close 547 points, maybe over here, 2707. I would look for 2700. And then down 550, 547 area, likely is going to be this 425 EMA. You've been buying more Tesla. Yeah, let's look at Apple really quickly, and then we'll look at Tesla. So Apple, we have dropped below this head and shoulders setup, so we could go even further on Apple. Why do I say that? If we look at this, shoulder, head, shoulder, fail, right? This is 126.93. This is just mathematics, totally unemotional. Where are people going to buy? 18 points. Oh, I totally could have done it the other way around and just flipped it. 18 points to the downside is going to bring us to 1820, roughly 110, 109 area. So I'd watch for another potential move back down to 110 for Apple. Apple 110. Let's check out Tesla. So Tesla, I said, yes, it's all the way down here. I'm totally getting in on this. I did get in pre-market. I was teaching, and then I got out up when it curled back and it sold off of 700. We have had a big drop down. I did put this here. Why did I put this here? 619. For some reason, I put that there. Did I do that yesterday, guys? I don't remember. But this could drop. This is in a retracement mode right now, retracing back up to the volume. In fact, let's go here. Where is our volume weighted anchor price from yesterday? I like to look at the day prior. So we tested it and boom, sold off. To me, that's significant that they are selling this down more. Until I start to see that it really holds, I captured the dead cat bounce off of it, but this momentum on the daily chart is still bearish. I'm not going to buy longer term holdings until I see that we start to really curl up with good volume. Yes, we have good volume here. It has bounced. However, on the shorter term, I'm going to check them end of day. I don't want to get in first thing in the morning and then have it come back down and go against me. I'd rather day trade it and then check again and see end of day, where are we for that longer term move. All right, let's look so Tesla, NIO. Well, let's go through the list. TCOM, first one on the list today as a potential move to the upside. So this has curled down below 40.80. We're hitting the 50 simple moving average. Yes, Christy, here's the thing. She might have bought those calls, but she could have also shorted the stock, right? You can hedge that way. So that if you're shorting stock and you buy calls, all right, you can be hedged. You know, there's so much dirtiness that happens in the stock market, in the business world, that there's another way that she could have potentially profited on the downside. Just the simple fact that she bought the calls does not make me want to just follow her blindly. She could have also sold those calls, right? She could have sold them, and maybe does it show exactly that she bought them, or does it just show that she traded them? I'm just curious. I haven't seen the documentation, so I don't know if it shows that she bought or sold, but maybe she sold those calls, right? And she wanted to take a profit. Just a thought. All right, so TCOM is coming back down. Looks as if this is coming back down to the 50 simple moving average level. Yeah, thank you, Christy. And then this could surge back up. We'll see. It is a bit extended on the daily chart. I prefer looking at the 24-hour. So this could come back down to 39.48 and still be in the upward motion. Biggest volume was right here. We are above this candlestick, so still feeling bullish on this. It's a bit of a bullish pattern if we're able to close up on the day on the daily chart. So where was our open on the daily? Open on the daily was way up here at 41.70. So we need for that to close up above 41.70, and then it's going to be fairly bullish right there. All right, next one on the list, Disney. So you guys wanted to know. You thought it's her husband. Yeah, who knows? Who knows exactly? All right, so on the daily, yeah, let's look back here. So this is looking nice and long, right? We have high volume yesterday. We're above all of that volume. They tested a former high. They brought it back down below that high this morning, and then they bounced it up. 198 does look like a tough resistance to be broken. So let's go all the way back. I'm going to put on the weekly chart here so we can see it a little bit more easily. Let's see. I want to do this. So if we look at the tops, right? Usually I'm going to always draw trend lines from the bottoms, but looking at the tops here, it looks as if we might be a little overextended. They might, if it does shoot out up above from there, I would say, hey, right here, if we can break out from there, 34 points to the upside, 225, 220 area, potentially for Disney, if it's able to shoot up and break out of this wedge and continue to close high on the day. That would be my longer term target. It is a bit extended away on the daily. So I would look for this potentially. It did come back down and they tested it off of the moving averages and then they shot it back up. So that move has already happened. it could happen again tomorrow, but it already happened today, right? They opened it up and then they brought it down and then shot it up. So I like Disney to the upside, especially if it can break 200. We might find that that last $2 is going to be very difficult for it to break. Bank of America today, breaking to the upside, hit 35.80. I'm not sure why I have these two on here. Maybe I have something written. 1.6 million opening print. All right. So I did some research and there was some big opening prints there. And look at what happened. Off we go, right? So we have some big buying below us. Now, are we going to have some selling that's going to happen? We could. Definitely we could. I would look for this to come back down to roughly that 35 area and then pull back and then surge up again. On the 45-minute chart, you can see many times it comes back here, bounces that 21 and bounces up, right? So here we went sideways for quite a while. And then once we broke 34.50, which happened yesterday morning, we really surged higher. Good afternoon. Everything's monetizable. How are you doing? AMC, the news of movie theaters opening up in New York yesterday, hitting the 20 simple moving average over here, having a nice little squeeze on that price action. I don't know, but I suspect that Wall Street Bets is talking about this in somewhat saying, hey, it's time to continue this. Hey, look at that. Oh, you guys like that over there? Now you can see everything. I like this new setup. What do you guys think? Do you like it with that chart better so you guys can see my list? Big volume on the SPY going down. Okay, no problem. I like it that it's going down. Means bargain shopping. Not right now. Are you just talking in general today? All right, let's see. QD and iBio. All right, so let's look at American Airlines. I didn't check this. Ooh, nice move on American Airlines today. Moving to the upside, still pulled back, had a nice bounce off of the moving average, and then bouncing up. Would need this to really close up above 21. You can see that that's been a resistance area. So I would look for 21 to close up above right there. If it can close there, definitely feeling more bullish on that. Okay, Pelosi's husband purchased 25 call options of Tesla. The options were bought at a strike price of $500 and expiration of March 18th, 2022. Okay. They were probably trying to just simply, with a strike price deep in the money like that, I would think that they are looking to trade it like the stock without having to buy the stock, if that makes sense. So they want to trade the price action as if when you get that deep into the money, the delta will get very close to being 100. So it will act like the stock and you'll be able to take those profits. So I don't know if he's sold or not. You know, maybe they need to have that follow-up. If he's sold that position, maybe he's going to hold on to it as well. But that is a way to potentially trade it like a stock without using the full expense of the stock for money management. Okay, PLTR. But then why would they buy it? Right? Why would they buy it there? Keep getting alerts over there. Again. So here we have PLTR came back a little. It's trading sideways. I would actually extend this up now. So it did have a nice trade to the upside and I would raise this one right here. So I would look to see if we can break down below 25.50 and back up above 26. Let's add it up to 26.75 right there. So it looks like they've curled it over, tested, brought it down. Hey, oh, just kidding. We're going to bounce it up. Maybe we're going to suck those longs in to think that we're bouncing it. But no, we might actually take it down. So again, this would be another scenario that I'm going to look at end of day rather than make a judgment call in the middle of the day. That can be fairly difficult. NEO as well today had a big drawdown. Got into this as well, closed it out at the same time as my Tesla trade for the dead cat bounce. And now it looks like it's still continuing to roll down the hill. We do have negative price action over here. We do have earnings coming up. We have large volume. And let's see. I'll let you guys know. Let's see. This pulled back. I would look to see if this is going to come all the way down to $40 again. That's where we found support in the past. That was a triple bottom, and then we shot up. So is that $40 going to hold? Depending on what happens with the market, right? We are the middle of the day. Again, let's see. I don't think we have any more announcements. Nope. 12:30 is Canada. Biden, 12 o'clock, 1:15, conducts a roundtable with Black essential workers. Not very PC there, right? Wouldn't you say African American? That's interesting. Moderated by domestic policy advisor Susan Rice. And then 4 o'clock with Trudeau. So maybe something's going to happen, but I don't really think so. It feels as if the market has something bigger that's brewing, and it's just starting to potentially show its cards right now. Like with COVID, right? We knew that COVID last January was here. The news said it had it out. And so it wasn't until they said, hey, we're going to put everything in lockdown, that's when the market really tanked while I was on vacation. Oh, I forgot I was going to put up the beach. All right, hold on 2 seconds. We're going back to the beach, guys. We're going back to the beach. All right, there we go. Now we're in the beach. Don't you feel better? We're on vacation. All right, so let's go to CCL. Got the beach waves going on in my hair today. So CCL had it as a short. However, this is why I do provide both levels to watch, a resistance and a support. This one provided a short trade and a long trade on it today. So you are able to capitalize both directions sometimes. If you saw the bounce and you got in at the bottom on the reversal, hey, that's pretty gutsy. But now it had another nice little trade to the upside right here. And potentially we're going to see it come all the way up to 27.93. This is still in the bullish motion and had some buying come into it. This isn't looking good at the top though. High volume at the top tends to be a reversal. So we will see with CCL. Testing the close of yesterday. That's what this blue dotted line is to the right, right here. It's the close of yesterday. Tesla we already talked about, and then Plug. I have so much more energy today after eating. So Plug, nice reversal pattern, right? Big volume here, then they shot above it. Hey, that will be a potential entry. Bounced up, found resistance right up there. That's probably a 50 simple moving average. You got it. 50 simple moving average, and then rejected it again. You can see really on the chart right here, outside of this area, this looks more like positioning area to me, right? Oh, they took it down, they brought it right back up in about 30 minutes, and then they took it up and then right back down. So this looks like there's more positioning that could be potentially happening. Yeah, we'll look at GME. There could be more potential. I'll show you guys something kind of interesting on GME as well. Well, maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I will. That we could potentially see it skyrocket again. That's all I'm going to say. Not saying that it is or isn't, just a potential for it to go up super high all over again. Maybe they would squeeze those shorts that got in with the hedge funds from before. Nice plug on plug. Yeah, so right now it looks like, hey, maybe this is an inverted head and shoulders at the same time. And once we break out here, we went from 38 to 45. So add 7 points. Maybe we're heading right back up to 52 on plug. We'll see, right? This could go to 52, and then it would bring us up above the 50 simple moving average. They could bring it all the way up here and then drop it down at the same time. We do have earnings that are setting up. This is likely positioning for an earnings trade, one direction or the other. The fact that they brought it down and then back up again would lead me to believe that maybe they are going to drop it. Just my personal thought. Okay. Let's look at silver, since we just got that silver alert. So silver has been moving to the upside. The big thing that I'm watching for silver is this volume weighted anchor price, right? From the high up here. We had the highest volume right there. Big volume again. We got some short squeeze on. Now we're following this gentle trend right on up. We hit the 425 on the 15-minute chart. I don't know. I can't tell you guys. Just try the 425 EMA, exponential moving average, on your charts and 15-minute charts. You see how well a 50 simple moving average will act as resistance, and the 425 many times will act as a resistance or support as well as your 200. Look at how the 200 simple moving average right here. Just play around with them. That's why they're all on here, is because they work. Everyone's like, Jane, it looks like spaghetti. It's colorful spaghetti, rainbows, like my girls. They would love this. But they work. That's why I have them. All right, so silver, I am still liking silver. I am definitely going to put the link. Did anybody watch the video that I posted yesterday about silver? Did you guys watch that? Hopefully this does not start playing. So copy. I'm going to put it in the chat. So here, whoops, for everybody that's watching today, I just posted this video yesterday. It's all about buying physical silver, why you should buy potentially some physical silver in your life. Not necessarily right this second, but it does. There is also an article about 10 reasons why investing in physical silver could be good. It's depleting as a natural resource. They're using it a lot in cell phones, solar panels, a lot of production. And yeah, definitely watch it. I think it's only about 17 minutes. It's not that long, but it could definitely help you. I know that I have been looking at silver, physical assets as well, to purchase more of, because it's something, there's something else too. Let me go over here. Let's see if we can go really here. Oh, looks like there's an issue there. Gold, dollar. Images. Let's see. There's gold, coin, dollar. Gold US dollar. Hold on, we're gonna find this. It is not that picture. There's a good one. This one. And I'll put the link in down below. Yeah, Elon needs it. He also needs nickel. There's a good one, HCNKF, I think. So if we go to this, the balance.com, what is the history of gold standard? Well, gold and silver are commodities. If we print all that $1 trillion worth of US dollars, what's going to happen to it? Surplus of US dollars in the economy. What happens if you have a surplus of houses in the housing market? Prices drop. Valuation of the US dollar drops. What will also happen to inflation? It would go up. What would happen to the price of commodities, groceries, silver, gold, oil, houses, cars? Inflation's naturally going to drive that price up. If we print that 1.9 trillion with the stimulus, this could likely go up. The setup, yes. Christy is saying 66% short interest on silver. We could look at that. Let's go really quickly. Not there. High shortinterest.com. Oh no, I don't want to do it here. We'll go here. Highshortinterest.com. You guys can check out that site too. So Gamestop is still here. This is, I don't know if this was done again. I don't know if they have the updated information just yet. You can see also Revlon is a fairly low float. And you can see, hey, look at iSun. Maybe Wall Street Bets is going to target iSun. Let's just randomly check and see if it had a lot of volume. It's at a low, big volume. Look at that right there. Tested the high of this candlestick from January 5th. Interesting. Maybe this is going to shoot back up again. USD will think gold is good to hedge against inflation. Not only gold, salve in my opinion, but also silver, platinum, copper. Copper's obviously much less expensive. Let's also look at, I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of sites today. I love all of these. I love trading knowledge, right? You guys can probably tell. So we go to real-time commodities, manganese, cobalt-free manganese battery. Interesting. If we look at the commodity prices, you're able to see, all right, aluminum, right? Aluminum, zinc, lead, nickel, copper. That's British, but here's copper for the US. $4, but it's up. Platinum is down right now. Palladium, crude oil is down at the moment. If we look at silver, silver is down at the moment. So if you click on this, this is also a great site on your phone. If you ever want to check to see what the futures are doing, maybe you roll over in bed and you're like me, you love to check the futures first thing in the morning to see what's going on, or in the middle of the night or late at night, you can go to investing.com and it's real time. So when we look at this, let's look at the monthly chart, candlesticks. Let's go to max. Let's see if we can do max. So we've had spikes up. When was the spike that we had? 1980s. What was going on in the economy at the time? Was there a crazy interest rate spike, drop in the economy? Yes. All right. What happened here? 2008, 2011, the recovery from 2008. And look at how this tripled in value, right? This went from, I want it to go down to the low there, low of $8 to 48, 49, 6 times, 600% that gained, right? So, oops, I thought it would scroll like, I thought this would zoom in and scroll like, so we had this drop back in January of last year down to 14, and now we've come up 100%. What's the P? Upside gap 3 methods, bullish continuation. Okay, interesting. From September 2020. But look at the volume, right? All of a sudden, all of this volume is coming in as of September. We have all of this volume that we didn't have prior. If we look at a year chart, look at how much it was just sort of sleeping away. Yeah, for sure. No, that's right. All of this, everything that I share is to try to help you guys. And if you guys like it, hit the like button. And also, if you guys want to contribute, you can buy me a cup of coffee. As a mom of 2, I do have a link down below if you want to donate a cup of coffee. I do buy Nespresso coffee pods with it, so I appreciate that. So looking at it, really the 29 price level for the futures is really important for silver. And looking at over the past now, okay, you say, Jane, that's great, but what about gold, right? Let's look at gold over the same time frame. We got to compare apples and apples, right? We got to look at the same to see. Let's look at the monthly, or let's go, maybe they have the max at the same time. Max, you see that crazy volume? LAC for lithium. All right, I'm writing it down, bat scientist. LAC and lit. Okay. It's nice when we can share and help each other. That's the best thing in life, right? So look at what happened. We're back at 1980 back here, and we had a small spike. Then 2008 to 2011, oh my goodness, look at that rise. Now we never came back down, right? We never came all the way back down. 2015 came back down to 1123, right? So if we look here, we came down to 265 from a high of, call it 650. And then we came from a high of 1900 to 11. Are we going to pull all the way back down again, or is this going to surge even higher? Is this going to be another scenario like this one where we come down to this low? Sorry, I can't get rid of that box. What's going to happen? Lit is lit. Yeah, probably, especially with Biden talking about going green with all the government vehicles. All right, so that's my little bit on gold futures, silver futures, the video. Check out that video. I will put it down below as well. I think I might have already put it down below. In any event, check it out. All right, let's look at NCTY. So NCTY pulling back on the daily chart. It's still in that upward run. You see it hasn't curled over just yet. I would watch to see if we can close higher. I would prefer to see this up above 65 before I got into this to the long. And that would bring us right over here. 65 would bring us at about the high resistance right here, 65.70. I would look for that level to break. Even I'd like it better above 70 personally, because it could very quickly could fill the gap from 65 to 70 and then shoot again. But right now it's sort of in a no trade. I'm not really crazy about either direction. If it broke down below 55, I would likely look at it as a potential short to fill the gap on the downside. All right, I don't need this and alert anymore because I'm already out of that trade. All right, next one on our list that you guys pulled forward was AMD. If you guys have any stocks you want to check out, let me know. So AMD came down, bounced off of this trend line right down here. Let's see, we're having a lot of bounces today. This could potentially bounce up tomorrow and then continue to the downside. So I do see that we have sort of an inverted head and shoulders as well at 81.60 and a high of 84, right? So if it could break that shoulder line of 84, that's what I would look for. And a depth from 80 to 84. So I'd look for 88 as a target, which happens to be the 425 on the 15-minute. All right, MA and Roku. We'll add that. All right, let's look at Dish for Salve. So Salve, did you get in at 35? Did you say you got back in at 35? No, you couldn't have gotten in at 35. 30 something, right? Where is it? Dish 30.15, exit at 4.34. All right, let's look at it. So 30.15, I don't like this candlestick being long. If we close below this candlestick, which the low is 30.13, I would want to see it close above 30.56. Otherwise, to me, this is the big boys getting out with this drop. So I would like to see a close above that high of that candlestick of 30.56, right? In fact, I would prefer to see a close above 30.80. Right now, again, this looks like positioning, right? It's going sideways right now. We had a big gap down. Great, but what's it doing today? Just trading intraday in this sideways pattern. A position is being set for a bigger move. What move is that? Don't know, but I can tell you that they are positioning. It's going sideways, right? Yeah, we'll look at the XX. I didn't mention that today. Good one, that's it. All right, let's look at QD. Chinese probably, yeah, QD and QS. So this came almost back down to, you can see it was a resistance, selling, resistance, and then it flipped to be support. So is this going to hold as support, this 228 area, or will this end up breaking down below 230 again? I'd watch for that 228, 230 area. I'd watch for 230 to hold as support before getting in, or I would use that personally as risk management. If I were to get in here, 14 cents to the downside for this to potentially reverse and continue and bounce higher. All right, I don't know why I hit that. Then we have iBio. Did somebody give me iBio? I don't really like, I don't really trade these biotech stocks. Yeah, everything's monetizable. I don't really trade the biotech stocks, but I see strong resistance right around this area right here, 191. Do you see that? 5. Let's put this on a 45-minute chart. You'll be able to see it better, right? Look at that. Strong resistance right there from 190 down to 170. If it broke, I would look for 211. Yes, Neil, I did do NCTY. Yeah, let's look at it really quickly. So NCTY, I was saying I don't really like it in the midline. I would look for it to break up above over here at 65 for a gap fill up to 70 potentially. But other than that, it feels as if it's in the bearish motion right here. And I'd watch for it to break down below 56, 55 really. I would look for it to break down that $5 number. Okay. iBio Gamestop. Let's check Gamestop today. All right, so Gamestop's sort of flatlining around over here. We have this trend line. Let's go to the 45-minute chart. Let's adjust this. All right, it did break out over here. If we zoom in, we have this 45-minute one that it broke out of. Yeah, my pleasure. And then we have this resistance that's set up. It was a support and then flipped to be resistance right here. So would look for this to really break out up above. I'd put up above 50. An alert for crossing up above 50. Now, whoops, did I put 5? That's really funny if I put 5. Yeah, let's edit that. Let's add another 0 there. All right, so I'd want that to break up above 50 before I would consider it. 50 is a whole number, $5, $10 increment, powerful. Would look for that and then would watch it for 100 probably. It might find some resistance right up here around $65. After that, knowing this one, knowing the volume, this could squeeze. Again, this is that parabolic motion. If you get into a parabolic trade and you get caught on the downside, rarely does it always bounce right back up. You can see this had a crazy short squeeze, and when it goes from $15 to $400, not the best to be a bag holder, right? Cut that money, in my opinion, cut that money free for another potential trade rather than waiting for this to come back. And will it ever see 400 again? The big money of the market will know, right? If Wall Street Bets starts saying, all right, guys, it's back down at 40, start buying in, maybe that will happen. We have big volume right here on this candlestick. Yeah, we'll look at KGC. We have big volume here on this candlestick. We flipped above that 50 for a little bit. Now we're below it, so we would need to get back up above 45. Many stocks today are exhibiting bullish hammer signals or bullish morning stars or abandoned babies. If any of these open higher tomorrow, they might be excellent day trades tomorrow. Yeah, right now there's craziness in the market. Let's go to VXX on that because there's craziness in the market, and we could see that this could run higher, but look at how it did hit that 425, that this could run like crazy potentially. We're starting to see an upward trend. The big area is if we close above 1620. For a long period, you see over here, we really had 1620 as that base, right? And we had a crazy reversal and then came back. Now, looking at this volume and this volume, is that all of this volume added together? There could be a bigger move coming. There could. I'm not saying that there is. But as long as we stay below 1620 over here, it's really hard for me to say that that the market's going to crash. It's starting to curl, right? Here we got the long signal. If you guys are curious, that's just an EMA crossover on TradingView. And when that crosses, hey, you could enter potential short trades as well. It's more of a confirmation, right, that the trend has really changed. So we would need to break up above 1650 now over here for me to really say this trade is on. So you look at how we tested it. We tested it once, came back, tested it twice, came back, tested it 3 times, and then that 4th time it shot up higher. So it might be a scenario like that. We might see that this is going to be a slower, they might pause the market right here and sort of put on some trades, and then we are Tuesday. So we might see that this drops down on Thursday, right? We're only Tuesday. Oh my goodness, I feel like today's Thursday. It's already been a long week. All right, so look at that for VX. Okay, let's look at LAC. So LAC is Lithium Americas Corp. And curious to see what's the float in this. 94 million. I always like to look at that sort of stuff when I'm investing in something. Tamed down to 16 today, and then it bounced for nice $4. Very nice. Lower float. That happens. And LAT and LIT. Wow, LIT had a nice bounce too. 60 up to 63. What's our float on this one? All right, let's go here. Oops, not list. Nothing there. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Does this have our outstanding shares? 45. Wait. In thousands. So 45 million. You bought your book for your niece's birthday. Oh, awesome, Razzie. Thank you. So this is 45 million. So that's potentially part of the reason why this one is stronger to the upside, and it has had bigger movements because there is less in the float. So you can look at it. Where was this back last January? Came all the way down to 17 to 73. So keep that in mind. Awesome, Razzie. Let me know how she likes it. Hopefully she falls in love with the market and becomes passionate about it and becomes a millionaire working from home and raising a family, right? That's the best gift I can wish upon all of you, is that you are able to work from home, love what you do, love the markets. And if I can help you guys do that, that's what I try to do. All right, let's look at MA. MA, so MasterCard. How's everybody paying now? MasterCard. Is MasterCard and Visa, we're talking about taking Bitcoin, right? So maybe that's part of this. Do you guys see this in the channel area over here? Just sort of has sideways price action a little bit. You see that? Range, maybe even a little higher, up to 355. So this one does tend to have that 30-point range. Oops, we had a little drop in November. Okay, no problem. That was pre-earnings. They bought back in down on that 425 EMA. Then they shot it back up and then down and in midline and then back up again up to 358. So I'd watch this to see, hey, it's just sort of turning sideways, a flat trade on this one, unless you wanted to try to trade it in that rectangle. But the clear trade to me would be up above 358 and then back down if it broke down below roughly 320 on MasterCard. All right, let's get rid of that box. Let's look at Roku, and then that's going to be it for KGC after that, right? Yeah, I forgot KGC. All right, so Roku today, I don't know why this is all the way down here. Let's do some cleanup of the chart. So in adjusting this trend line from this pattern over here, we are testing that from the bottom. We could potentially fill the gap. Let's move this over here. It does have a bit of a reversal right there, that reversal candlestick pattern right here. However, look at how it's testing. It keeps hitting that 15 EMA, also the trend line right there, and it's sold off. So I'd watch for it to see if it can break above 420. If it can close up above 420, there's a potential for this to continue back to the upside and set new highs. I love Roku, but it is looking bearish to me at the moment. On this directional movement indicator, it looks as if it's about to turn bearish. Last time it had this sort of price action was down here November 3rd, just before earnings. This is happening after earnings. So do take note of that. It's something that's like Tesla's little bro. Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like Shopify for the streaming networks. I like that. And I like Shopify too. I like Roku for that reason. I love it for my kids. They understand the remote. They understand how to use it. That alleviates a little bit of stress off of me because they can manage it themselves. All right, guys, KGC, and then we will wrap it up for today. You're late to the party, Terry. No worries. We're on the last one, though. We are on the last one for today. I've been going a little extra long today because I started later. Okay, so KGC, this came down, tested, and now we're pulling back. Is this going to continue to the upside? We do have a little bit of an upward trend here, right? Do you guys see this on the 45? Right? So it's holding. Now, if this were to drop down, I would still give it down to, excuse me, the 425 over here. But this might be a potential to enter as they keep buying off of this on the way up. They take it up and then they bring it back and they bounce it up and then they bring it back. It's if this fails that I would be more concerned. Another one that I do have holdings in, I'm still holding USAS. It's just been going sideways in this range, and as long as it's still going sideways, we did look at the gold chart, we did look at that silver chart, so looking for this to continue, they're placing a trade, in my opinion. We've got the green over the red. All right, it's looking good. It's just going a little more slowly, and this is gold and silver together, so that is something to remember. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you guys visiting with me every day and talking all about the market and participating. The more you guys participate, the more that I am able to help you as well. So feel free to always put stuff in the chat, also comments down below. And if you ever have a question, check out also my trade ideas at Ticker Talker, and email me at jane@cjanetrade if you ever have any questions. All right, guys, so until next time, carpe profit, seize those profits, one trade at a time.